A very warm welcome to you wherever you may be. It's our pleasure to have you join us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happenings in the world of business. I am Lucy Ulugbe. If today is your first time coming across our program, then you're in the right place. Welcome on board. On our lineup this week, Sylvia Plath, the American poet and writer, once said that if you jettison your past, you have no future. This quote resonated with the insurance community recently when the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, NCRIB, put together its maiden edition of Celebrating Our Heroes at the Radisson Blu Hotel, Victoria Island, here in Lagos. Celebrating Our Heroes is a platform of the NCRIB to honor men and women who have contributed to the growth of the insurance industry in general and the NCRIB in particular. The two icons celebrated were the late Mr. T.A. Braithwaite, posthumous, and the legendary Olola Ogulano, the doyen of insurance. The event was well attended by people from within and outside the insurance industry. At the event, Olola Ogulano noted that an institution without a history or appreciation will soon be forgotten or go into oblivion. Do take a listen.
An institution without a history and its appreciation will become forgotten and eventually pass into oblivion.
What more can I say? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
The Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, NCRIB, is the umbrella body of all duly qualified insurance brokers in Nigeria. Founded in 1962 and incorporated in 1967, the council has produced great men and women who have contributed immensely to the growth of the council in particular and the insurance industry in general. The NCRIB recently put together a special event tagged Celebrating Our Heroes at the Radisson Blu Hotel, Victoria Island. The event, which is the maiden edition, is a platform to honor and acknowledge the contributions of some of the great minds. The first two icons celebrated at the maiden edition were the late Mr. T.A. Braithwaite and the doyen of insurance, Olola Olabode Ogulano. The event, which was well attended, drew dignitaries from within and outside the insurance industry. Welcoming guests to the event, the President and Chairman of Council of the NCRIB, Mr. Shola Tinubu, said that the council will continue to update the list of heroes to invoke in the young generation of professionals the spirit of sacrifice and integrity, knowing that their labor will not be forgotten.
The conception of the idea under my leadership is buoyed by the realization of the missing link in our history as a profession and certainly even as a people. It is no longer news that most times we embrace the failure of disconnecting from the past by deliberately or unwittingly failing to recognize men and women whose contributions made our today a possibility. I hereby crave your indulgence to note that these great men and women are symbols of what makes our profession great. And we must never forget all they have done to ensure we have a profession we could call our own. Permit me to state that this initiative has been institutionalized in our council and will be given priority attention by the council's successive leaderships. The council will continue to update the list of heroes who have paid their dues and continue to reflect values worthy of emulating in a process we call our Heroes Watch. It is my belief that this initiative will serve as a tonic for the up-and-coming generation by invoking in them the spirit of sacrifice, integrity, and conscientious devotion to duty, bearing in mind that their efforts would never be forgotten. Surely we must not forget that the program will be appreciated in posterity, surely so as to enrich our history as a profession and a people.
Having welcomed guests to the event, guests were showed documentaries of the two icons, T.A. Braithwaite and Olola Olabode Ogulano. Speaking on behalf of the honorary, Olola Olabode Ogulano thanked the NCRIB for remembering their past leaders and appreciating them.
On behalf of the two honorees of today, the late Talabi Adebayo Braithwaite, Fellow of the Corporation of Insurance Brokers, hereby represented by members of his family and myself, I thank the governing board of NCRIB for this epoch-making event, the Maiden edition of Celebrating Our Heroes. It is indeed commendable of you to remember past leaders whose services you admired and appreciated. The gesture underpins the link between yesterday, today, and the years to come. Not many in the world of today value the significance of the Trinity of Time, which is an embodiment of history. The events of today becomes stories tomorrow and eventually evolve in years to come into history. An institution without a history and its appreciation will become forgotten and eventually pass into oblivion. C.V. Wedgwood, in her biography, William the Silent, reminds us that history is lived forwards, but it is written in retrospect. We in this part of the world should bear this in mind if our future as a nation is to become better and brighter. The events of yesteryears, for obvious reasons, should be thoroughly examined, not only by the present leaders, but also by the led. John Adair justified this important statement when he said, "We know the end before we consider the beginning, and we can never wholly recapture what it was to know the beginning only."
One of the highlights of the event was a one-on-one interview with the doing of insurance. The NCRIB also used the occasion to make presentations to representatives of the T.A. Braithwaite family.
It is my honor to be here today to present this to you on behalf of the entire industry. For what your father did, the kind of light he shone right through this industry. Your grandfather, I mean. Was he great grandfather? For the light he shone right through this industry, building a platform for which all of us are standing here today. Even though he's passed on years ago, we keep remembering him because of those good things and good values that he has actually left behind, which many of us still find rare today, and for which we want to ensure that people around us still hold on really tight to. And that we know that if we can find our way back to those values, then Nigeria will always be great again. So thank you so much.
As a living ancestor, and we thank you for all the services that you have done, for standing by every one of us when the need calls for it, and for imparting great knowledge and skill to all of us following behind you. May you live long to enjoy this honor. And we will live long too to come to you from time to time to tap from your depth of knowledge and wisdom from time to time. And I believe you will not send us back. Thank you very much, sir.
Leading the pack of goodwill messages at the event were the former Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Fola Daniel, Mr. Eddie Efekoha, President of the CIIN, Mr. Babatunde Ruwashe, President of the LCCI, and a host of others.
It is my first insurance outing after 4 years of being unemployed. And I'm quite glad that I'm here, the first attendant of any insurance industry event. But on getting here, I discovered that this gathering is more than an insurance event. It's a national event. And I want to rejoice with our father, Olola Ogunlani, for being the best insurance commissioner that we never had. A young man in 1987, but I knew the story. Chief Andy wanted him desperately to be the commissioner. And some of us, the young ones, were spoken with, myself, Johnny Wickott, and a few others. And we said, with him, no argument. He was the best person. I will still find out, if God will spare your life. In 5 years, I'll see you, sir, to know why you rejected that position. But indeed, he was the best commissioner we ever had. He was a mentor, a teacher, a man who had inspired all and sundry. The best advisor I had, without saying him physically, he was always there for me. What else am I going to say about Chief Baba Braithwaite? Baba Braithwaite, immediately I got my letter of appointment as commissioner, I went to him first. And I said, sir, this is the letter, bless it. And I will continually drink from your fountain of wisdom. And all the time, I come into his house and he always welcome me. Even when he was very sickly, he would still open his door to see me. So these two men we're celebrating today, they are icon indeed. And may you live long and long, sir. We still celebrate to be one of your events celebrating 100 years. There's no reason why you're not 110, sir. And a very good head. We celebrate you, and with the Braithwaite family, and part of that family, we continue to celebrate him even in death. May you live long. May his name never, never be extinguished. In Jesus' name. Thank you.
You are our mentor. We love you, and we wish you many more happy years on earth. And of course, we will always be there behind you, and wishing you well always. Thank you very much.
Olola Olofade Ogulano, OFR, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Standing here on behalf of the governor, the council, and members of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. As it has been said, Olola goes beyond an insurer. He's also one of the, I'm talking now as a businessman, representing the business community that was formed in 1888. We are 131 years. And Olola happens to be one of the few Nigerians who took over from the Europeans in those days when the Nigerians were taking over the chamber. And it's on that that we are building as young people. We congratulate you, sir, and Mr. T. Patriot. Also, I have the privilege of knowing him one-on-one because he was an employer of one of my very good friends. And when eventually I was invited to the Metropolitan Club, I also met him, and he told me that, young man, if you want to be recognized, you should give service, just like Olola said here today, and you'll be recognized. And also, I followed that path, and I am now a very happy member of the club as well. Olola too happened to be an employer of my wife. So I know these are men that have crossed, their paths have crossed. So it's a great honor to stand here today celebrating them. Sir, we congratulate you and wish you many good more years in life in good health. Congratulations, sir.
Giving a vote of thanks on behalf of the NCRIB was the Deputy President of the NCRIB, Dr. Mrs. Bola Onigbogi.
On behalf of the President, Chairman in Council of the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers, NCRIB, and the entire members, I wish to express a deep appreciation to everybody here this beautiful evening who have found time to celebrate our foremost heroes. The elders of the great insurance industry present here tonight, the presidents of the constituents of the insurance industry, the past presidents, our former commissioner for insurance, who is here with us, the entire members of the governing board of NCRIB. I want to especially appreciate the sponsors of this great event. Members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to each and every one of you here today, be satisfied that you are well appreciated.
Some insurance practitioners have this to say about the celebrated icons.
Mr. Olabode Ogulano also is a former president of the Chartered Insurance Institute. He serves therefore currently as our father at the council and father in the practice of insurance business in Nigeria. He has guided us and continues to guide us to practice the profession in accordance with the principles and in all ways we should have the customer at the back of our mind in all that we do, and we should do everything as they have done in the past in order to take the insurance industry to a higher height. I recall meeting with him recently, just shortly before we decorated him as a doyen of insurance. And he said to us he's been in insurance practice for 67 years, 67 going to 68, at which time some of us, including myself, had not been born. And when you listen to him, we only thank God for his life, because at his age, I see very eloquent. He can still stand on his feet without any support. It's all by the grace of God. And on a night like this, or on a day like this, we can only wish him well, that God will continue to grant him good health, long life, so that we can always have somewhere to go, somebody to go to for advice. Because this is a time the insurance industry needs advice.
It's an inspiration, for people like us who are coming behind him, and equally generations who are coming behind us. It's a good inspiration to let them know that if you do well, you'll be celebrated.
The event is actually to institutionalize our going back to the reasons why our industry was so great so many years ago. It was related to the values and the knowledge that the leaders that started the industry over half a century ago had. And these are these leaders, and it's to ensure that there's a connection between the old and the new before they all leave us alone on earth.
I think it's a superlative idea. You see, our president has come up with so many manifests, and this is one of the manifests of our current president. And I think it's something that we should sustain, because we have so many people like Olola Ogunlanu, T.A. Braithwaite, who have contributed so much, but they're just there in the dark. People don't know anything. But this kind of event, yes, I have heard about Olola Ogulano, I know about him, but there's some new things I got today. There's so many takeaways I got from this program today, which I may never have gotten. I've never seen him so down to earth, so relaxed, you know, taking us down memory lane, telling us about service. It's something to, you know, to continue, definitely. And I hope subsequent presidents are going to sustain this in the coming years. Having somebody like him in the industry encourages some of us, not only being in the industry, but even staying in the industry. And from what we even saw today, it has to do with service. So with all he has said, being able to share part of his story today is like it encourages us to serve, that is actually good to give back to your council, to your industry, and to encourage many other people coming behind, like we have been encouraged today. Service, service, service. Focus, focus, focus. And most impressive for me was when I had the part where they said he actually decided to pass when he was being invited to come and be a commissioner of insurance. That is something many people will jump at, but for him, it's not about him, it's about the industry, it's about where he believes it will make more impact. And that for me is very instructive and is a good takeaway for me from this event.
Olola Ogulano also shared his thoughts on the event.
Well, I have told them at a talk I gave at the 60th anniversary of the Chartered Insurance Institute. Many Nigerians still don't know what insurance is all about. They must go out of their way to educate them. See, insurance, as I said on the stage a minute ago, is to protect and conserve the wealth of the nation and provide the catalyst for generating more wealth to do just that. In simple terms, when we have done that, it will make the lives of every Nigerian easier. Insurance is a system whereby you pay small contributions and becomes a large sum, and the very few people who suffer losses are compensated from that. So that the burden is spread. And once we do that, life will be easy for everybody. But the insurance industry today is not articulating that. I used to do that 60 years ago. I've told them they need to do that. Many people don't know what insurance is all about. They should. We didn't have this large population then, but with a population nearing 200 million, the sky is the limit.
As a frontline professional association, the NCRIB has continued to create value through its numerous members, both old and young, as they form an integral part of insurance business and decision making.
And that's our time on the program this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. Join us same time, same station next week for a fresh package. In the meantime, feel free to always connect with us on all our social media platforms. Get ready for our two headlines event of the year: the 2019 Insurance Consumers Forum and the Insurance Industry and Consumers Night, both holding on the 22nd of November 2019. Watch this space for details. My name is Lucy Olugbe, and until next time, from the entire crew, it's goodbye.